practice. I'm Linda Cochran from Love Learn Yoga. Today we'll be doing some grounding poses, stabilizing our brain, getting us ready for the new year, the challenges that we might face this year. And we'll also include sun salutations. I'll be showing you 3 different ways to work with sun salutations. It can be a difficult sequence. You may not have the strength or you may have some physical limitations. So I'll be showing you different ways to adapt sun salutations. So join me in today's practice. You'll need a couple of blankets to sit on and you'll need a yoga block. Let's get started. So take the buttocks flesh back. Bring your hands to the knees. And lift the spine up. Lift all the way up through the crown of your head. Push your hands into the knees and draw up through your arms. Feel that broadness coming across the front of your chest, moving the collarbones to the outer shoulders. Sit tall. Keep extending up. Grounding your sit bones, grounding your outer hips. And from that groundedness, extend upwards. And then join the palms together at the center of your chest. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the sternum with your thumbs. Exhale, draw your shoulder blades down towards the waist. Draw your shoulders and elbows down towards the floor. Soften and close your eyes. Bring your mind inwards. Press the palms evenly together. And from the center of the palms pressing, feel a sense of stability, of centeredness. Bringing your mind to your breath. And join me in chanting an Om together here. Deep inhale. Inhale, renew the lift of your chest. Exhale, lower your hands down to your thighs. Lower your head down to your chest. And on an inhale, lift your head and slowly open your eyes. Turn to your right, press your hand down. Exhale, turn. Roll the right shoulder blade into the back. Use your hand on the knee. Without pulling the knee up, turn to the right. Come to the front. And let's go to the left. Pressing the back hand down, lifting the chest. Exhale. Turn to the left. And without pulling that left knee up, push into the knee and help you turn to the left. Turn the abdomen. Roll the left shoulder blade into the back. And come to the front. Now for this next pose, you're going to remove your blankets to the side. You're going to move your mat all the way to the wall. So I like to use the wall a lot in my practice as an Iyengar yoga teacher. The wall is a very useful tool. So you're going to wedge into the wall. So bring your feet together. Now if you have hip issues or if you have larger thighs, you can of course have your feet hip width. Have your knees bent. And once you lie down, the knees should be bent. Hold the mat and then press the mat to the wall at the same time as you straighten the legs. And you want to straighten those legs without lifting the pelvis, the sacrum up and away from the floor. So if you do this right, the t-shirt kind of creeps into the neck here. And then roll your shoulder blades into the back ribs. Keep grounding the feet into the wall. Keep pressing the front of the thighs down. The shins down, the back of the shins down, the inner thighs. Just feel a sense of stability with the feet pressing into the wall. Abdomen soft here. And then extend and reach your arms over your head. Now, if it's difficult to reach your arms over your head, if you have tight shoulders, bring the hands a little wider apart. Now, if the thumbs don't easily come down to the floor, you take your blankets. And you could put 2 blankets behind before you lie down to wedge in. And then you reach your thumbs onto those blankets. Now reach the feet into the wall, reach your hands away from you, lengthen the whole body. Breathe. And on an inhale, lift your right knee into the chest. And at the same time, keep pressing the left foot into the wall. Exhale, inhale, and reach your arms, reach your feet. Exhale, left leg in. Keep pressing the right leg into the wall. Soften the left groin. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bring your right leg into the chest. Bring your left arm to the side and then circle this right knee. Make circles. And as you take that leg out to the side, your body wants to kind of move to that side. So you have to press that left heel into the wall, press the thigh down. And as you take the leg out to the side, turn your abdomen a little to the left, away from that right knee circling. And go both ways. Open up the inner thighs here, giving them a little stretch. And then bring that leg back to the wall. Bend the other knee in. Push the right foot into the wall. Ground that thigh down. Inner thigh down and circle. Exhale out to the side. Turn the abdomen now from left to right. And notice how I'm slightly flexing my foot here, reaching out through that inner foot as if it was still pressing into the wall. See if you can circle that leg without losing the right buttock pressing into the floor. Good, and then bend your knees and roll to the side. And from here we'll come up. For the next pose, have a block. All right, come to the wall, press my block into the wall, press my body into the block. And just slide, push that block a little bit down, moving the top of the buttocks down, moving the tailbone down. And then in the front body, I can lift my pubic bone up, lift all the way up to my chest and reach my outer shoulders back, reaching down through my hands. Now firm the legs here. Firm the thighs. Hug the thighs to the bone, hug the kneecaps to the bone. Press the outer legs in, out of thighs, out of shins, in. Reach down, ground the feet. Spread the toes, feel the inner and the outer feet here. You can even close your eyes, feeling a sense of stability in Tadasana. Standing tall, erect as a mountain. Breathe. The inner thighs are slightly rolling back towards the wall. At the same time, you're still pressing the outer legs in, firming those legs. Now open your eyes, bring your hands in front, interlace the fingers, turn the palms out. Draw the little fingers and the thumbs back towards you. So you're really opening up those hands. This is opening up the palms. This is great because we're always on our cell phones texting. So we really need to get some opening in the palms. Bring your hands back of the palms on your head. Extend the head up into the palms. Draw the elbows back towards the wall. And reach your arms up. Now if this is too hard on your shoulders, bringing the hands together like this, you could have a belt and take your arms a little wider apart. Reach up, extend the side ribs, feel your abdomen lifting, and bring your arms down. Change the interlace of your hands. Bring your other index and thumb on top. Turn the palms out and again open those palms. Press the arms together, the outer arms to the inner arms. Huck the muscles to the bone here. And then bend the arms. Bring the hands to the head, lift up through the head, pressing into the hands, elbows back. And exhale, and lift your arms up. Extend the ribs, lengthen your whole body. Keep that groundedness with your feet. And exhale, release. Now meet me back on the mat. Bring a chair. Okay, we're ready to do Trikonasana, triangle pose. So I'm using the chair today to modify the pose a little bit, make it a little more accessible. But you can also use a block. So have your hands on the hips and walk your legs as wide as is comfortable for you. So what I mean by that is, depending on the hips, we may not be able to go so wide with the feet turning forward. So go to where you can press your outer feet down, the outer heels down, and the big toes down, the big toe mounts down, and you're able to draw and firm the leg muscles up. And you're able to move the top of the buttocks down towards the floor and lift the tailbone up. Lift the chest. Now, when you turn the foot out, you may be able to go a little wider. This is the case for me. I'm moving my back foot a little wider. Now roll the inner thigh to the outer thigh. Press into the back heel. Ground that back heel and take the front thigh back. So that back foot is grounded. The inner leg is lifting up. And I'm extending both arms out to the side, lifting the chest. So like we did in Tadasana. Finding those same actions here. Reach over and bring your hand onto the chair and turn the chest. So we want to keep the body, the trunk in line with the legs, so we're not coming forward over the leg in the front. We want to keep our body right over in line with the leg. Press the back foot. And then maybe you'll find that you can go a little further out with that hand. You can use any chair. It doesn't have to be a yoga chair, just a simple kitchen chair. Press the back outer heel and extend through the crown of your head. Reach your top arm up. Now if you can keep the same shape, going low with the hands, you can use a block or you can bring your hand to the leg. Keep rolling that inner thigh out. Pressing the middle of the buttock forward and reach up with your hand. change. Move the toes forward and bring your feet together. And let's move the chair to the other side. Now let's do the other side. Hands on the hips, walk the legs wide, go as wide as is comfortable for you. Be close to your chair behind you. Press the outer heels, press the big toe mounts. Firm the legs and press the front thighs to the back thighs. And now the trick here is to move the tailbone down towards the floor and lift the pubic bone up in the front. Lift the navel. Now turn your left foot out. Turn it from the inner thigh, rolling to the outer thigh. And then maybe you might be able to go a little wider, pressing that outer back heel, taking the thigh back, extending your arms out to the side, grounding the feet. Draw up through the legs. Hug the muscles to the bone. Reach over so both legs are straight. Bring your hand, top hand to the waist and turn. Turn the abdomen, turn the chest. Just feel what sensations you feel in your body here. And if this is easy, bring the hand a little wider, turn again, stretch your arms up. And if you can keep that same shape, of course you can use a block. You don't have to modify the pose with a chair. And breathe here, press into the feet, reach that top hand back and come up. Bend the leg, and inhale, jump or walk the feet together. Tadasana. Now for the next pose, just have a block. So this next pose we're going to do is Pasva Konasana, a lateral side ankle pose. And I want to use a block, but I also want to have one foot at the wall. So step your left foot to the wall. Go wide as before, as wide as is possible for you. And renew those actions, pressing the outer heels, pressing the big toe mount, pressing especially contact, get your foot, give your foot contact into that wall. Firm the legs, lift the chest, lift the pubic plate, the pubic bone, turn your foot, and see if you can go a little wider here. Roll the inner leg to the outer leg. Take the abdomen back towards the back leg, and let's keep the arms down, and then we'll bend the leg. Just do a couple of bends here. Bend the leg. We're not so used to taking the legs wide, so just the movement of the wide legs and bending is a stretch on the inner thigh. Now keep that bend in the leg. Press the knee back. Hold the hand on the knee. Press the knee back. Reach the navel towards the wall. Stretch your arm up. Stretch your arm out. And then reach over and come down on the block. Now if it's hard to reach the block here, you can of course put your elbow on the leg and turn the chest. Press the back foot into the wall. Turn your elbow and reach your elbow on your shoulder back. Press the knee into the elbow. Stretch your arm out and in front, take it over your head. Again, renew the turn of the chest. Reach. And inhale, come up. Turn the toes forward and walk the feet together. And then you're going to turn to the other side. So I'm going to do the same. Take your other foot, left foot to the wall, or right foot to the wall in your case. Press the heel down. Roll the inner leg to the outer leg. And turn the abdomen back towards the back foot. Hold the wall and just bend here. Do a couple of bends, keeping that heel in contact with the wall, and just see what this feels like in your body here. And then keep the bend. Bring your hand to the inner knee, press the knee back, and press that outer thigh right here forward. Renew Renew the turn of the abdomen towards the back foot. Stretch your arm out and reach over. Bring your top hand on the chest, bring the block behind the knee, or your elbow on the knee, and turn the chest. Roll the shoulder back. And stretch your top arm out. Bring it in front and over your head. Renew the turn of the chest. Stretch the head, reach the head away from the back foot. And inhale, come up. Join the feet together. And join me back on the mat with 2 blocks. We're going to work in different ways towards the sun salutations. Okay, the sun salutations. I'm going to start with what I'm going to call the regular sun salutations, but I'm going to be using 2 blocks. And then later I'll show a modification with the chair, and I'll show a modification using the wall. So come down on your knees here. Have your blocks as wide as the mat. Bring the palms just at the front of the block. Spread the fingers. Tuck your toes under. And roll the inner arms forward. And really lift up through the inner arms. Broaden across the chest. Look forward. And then come up. Now if your hamstrings are tight, go up with bent legs and take the hips back. Take the hips back. Back and up. Press your hands into the blocks to lift those hips up and back. Take the chest towards the legs. And now see if you can keep the chest there when you straighten the legs. It all depends on the hamstrings. So straighten the legs. Press the thighs back. Press the shins back. Take now the heels down towards the floor. So it should be very hard to get those heels down on the floor. We shouldn't bring our feet in to get the heels down. It all comes with flexibility. And then we're going to come forward to plank. Strong arms here. Then we're going to move the pelvis towards the floor. Lift up through the inner arms. Tuck your toes under still. And roll the shoulders back. Tailbone reaching and curling up the front body. And then come back to downward dog. And we're going to step the feet together. We're going to step in. Just lift the back heel. Come up, bend this leg. Draw the hip back. Bring your hand up. On the knees, lift the abdomen and extend your arms up. Warrior pose 1, Virabhadrasana, and come down, step the leg back, bring the legs wide, reach back, bring your feet together, step the other foot forward, and bend the leg deeply, drawing the left hip back, drawing it back. Now inhale, come up. Press your hand into the thigh. Lift the abdomen away from the thigh. Be firm in that back leg. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, come down. Step back, downward dog. Reach up. Press the legs. Be firm in those legs. Press the hands to bring more weight into the heels. Firm legs as we did in Tadasana. Roll the kneecaps up. And then come forward to plank. Bring the buttocks down so you have this straight line of the body. Strong arms. Now roll and move the pelvis down towards the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Press the thighs towards the ceiling. And come back. Downward dog. And then we'll look forward. Bend the knees. Jump forward. Concave back here. Firm the legs. And then inhale, stretch up. Exhale, down. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale down. Jump or walk. So jumping, bend the knees, lift the buttocks, jump back, reach back, come forward, upward dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Now you can roll onto the tops of the feet. Move the chest forward and up, and roll back, downward dog. Bring the feet together. Step your foot in. Now place the back foot down. See how I'm turning my foot out about 45 degrees, bending the front leg, drawing the hip back, coming up and extending up. Press the front heel away from you to take this right hip back. Press, get more weight into the back foot. Press that outer heel down. And come back. Downward dog. Bring the feet together. Step the left foot forward. Bend the leg. Place the back foot down. Press the outer heel. Again, renew the bend of that front leg. Come up. Lift the abdomen. Lift the arms up. Press the front heel and draw that left hip back. Get more weight into the back foot. Press the outer back heel down. If you have the balance, you can look up. Exhale, come down. Come into downward facing dog. One last time. Firm legs. Lifting the hips. Look forward. Jump or walk. Concave back, of course, you can lift the blocks. Concave back, walk your feet to the sides of the mat. Walk the blocks back. And bend your trunk over. Now if you're flexible, you can bring the hands down by the sides. Firm the legs here. Draw up, hug the knees. Hug the thighs to the bone. Bring more weight into the front of the feet. And let your trunk descend towards the floor. Exhale and relax your abdomen. And now walk your hands all the blocks forward. Look forward, strong legs. Bring your hands to the hips and inhale, come up. Now this is one way of doing the sun salutations. Now bring a chair back to the mat. Now on the mat, now I have my chair. I have a blanket on the back of the chair just to protect the wall. So join me in doing sun salutations a little bit modified for those people that have a really hard time doing downward dog, or you're a beginner, or you have a larger body size. There could be a lot of reasons why downward dog is difficult. So, or you have shoulder injuries, things like that. So downward dog is a difficult pose. So join me now in front of the chair, bend forward, have your feet together, hip width, and look forward. Concave back. And this also allows us to move the chest forward when the hands are higher, right? If the hamstrings are tight, it's difficult to reach the floor. We need more height to bring our back into a concave position. Good. And then walk your feet back quite a bit. Walk your feet back. So you're on your toe mounts here, the toes, and reach back. Reach back. Press, firm the legs, draw up through the legs. Now bring the heel down towards the floor. Press the thighs back. Press the shins back. Press the inner legs back. And now come forward over the chair. So I want my shoulders in line with my wrists. So I'm going to walk a little bit forward. Lift up through your inner arms. Come to plank. And then exhale. Move your pelvis towards the chair. And look up. Firm the thighs, press the thighs towards, you can bend the knees a little bit at first to move the tailbone down. Keep the tailbone there and then stretch the thighs towards the ceiling. Roll and lift, roll the shoulders back, lift the sternum, lift the chest, and then go back. Walk the feet back a little bit, downward facing dog. Exhale. Now bring your feet together and step your right foot forward. And if it's hard to go this wide with the feet, of course, step your foot in. Step your foot in. And this time we'll plant the back foot down right away to see how it's turned slightly out. My outer heel is pressing down. I'm pressing my front foot into the mat to move my hip back. And then I'm coming up, lifting the abdomen, lifting my arms up. And I'm coming back onto the chair, stepping back. Exhale here, downward dog. Stepping the feet together, stepping out my left foot forward, stepping the back foot in if I have to, if it's hard to go that wide, pressing the back heel. Now press the front heel. So even though the top shin is reaching the chair, you're pressing that heel to move the hip back away from the knee. And then bring your hands to the thighs, lift the abdomen, tailbone curling up the front body. Stretch your arms up. Inhale, come down. Step the feet back. And step your foot forward, your other foot forward. Conk back. Now take your feet wide as the mat. And you have the chair now. To walk your hands down the chair and notice how I look forward with my chest. I firm the legs and I walk the hands down. Now you can put a block on the chair so that you get the head to your chair and support the head. And you can hold your hands on the chair. So you want to be careful, you're not leaning back. This is a little too high for me, so I want to bring my feet back. So I have more weight towards the front of my feet. Roll the shoulders away from the neck. And then come up, look forward. Step in, bring the hands to the hips and come up. Now, so I showed it a little bit slower, so learn those movements and then you can bring more flow into that sequence. Now a last way of doing a modified sequence of the sun salutations, I'm going to use the wall. So join me back, move your chair and your blanket. Okay, the last way of doing sun salutations is the most gentle way here. So be at the wall, have your hands in a little bit under armpit height, spread the fingers, and this is Ardha Uttanasana. It's a half forward bend, so it's less weight on the arms. Roll the inner arms up towards the ceiling and press the triceps into the bone. Straighten the elbows, push the hips back. Push the hips back and firm the legs, all those same actions. And then come forward, lift the chest. Now we're going to step in a little bit here, closer to the wall. And come up on your toes and press your hands into the wall. Roll the shoulders back. And this will be your upward dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Moving the sacrum towards, or the pelvis towards the wall, rolling the shoulder blades down the back. This is a really good way of learning downward facing dog. And then you step back to Ardha Uttanasana, reach back. Now bring your feet together. Now step one foot forward and bend the leg. Now to make this even more modified, you could bring a block between the shin and the knee. So you stick that block in there, press the outer heel down, press the front heel, draw the right hip back, press your hands into the wall. This is a really good way of learning the actions of warrior pose. Tailbone reaching down and curling up the front of the spine. Reach your hands up, stretch your arms up. And keep pressing the heel into the floor. Don't just lean into that block. Press the heel as if you want to take the knee away from the block. Reach up, bring more weight into the back foot. And exhale. Come down, take the block out, step back, reach back, bring the feet together, step your left foot forward, and let's do it again with the block. Bring that foot all the way to the wall, have the block not on your knee, just below the knee, on the shin. Now turn the back foot out slightly and press the outer heel down. And then press the front heel in away from you towards the wall to move the knee towards the outer hip. Press the hands into the wall, tailbone down, curling up the front of the body, and then reach your arms up. Bring more weight into the back foot, reach up, lift the abdomen. Reach up through your fingertips. Move the left hip back. And then come down. Take the block out. Step back. Adho Uttanasana. Firm arms. And then step your feet forward. And of course, one last thing, if you want to practice your strength for doing the sequence of sun salutations with the chair or on the floor with the block or even without the blocks, then do some push-ups at the wall. Spread your fingers. Step back a little bit. Come up on your toes and press your, before you come up on your toes, press your elbows towards each other. Right? Feel the difference. Elbows pressing towards each other broadens the collarbones and plug the shoulder blades into the back. Move the tailbone down, pubic bone lifting. Now come up on your toes and do push-ups. And if you want to make it harder, walk away from the wall. Do some push-ups. And what you want to focus on here is to keep your body as a plank. So not to let the pelvis move towards the floor. Lift the pubic bone up, lift the navel up. Press the thighs back. Strong legs here, and you just continue going. Pressing the elbows in, because in yoga, we do chaturanga, plank pose, with the elbows close to the ribs. So pressing the triceps in to the bone, the outer arms into the bone. All right, and then when you get tired, calm down. Okay, we're going to do a last pose before Shavasana. So for that, have a block. So come to your mat, and for this pose, you're going to lie down. And you may also here want a blanket. So the key with this blanket is not to lie on it with your head, but to lie on it with your shoulder blades. Right, so you notice before you lie down, the back of my head is on the ground and my shoulder blades are on the blanket. So at first it might feel uncomfortable because your head is going back. Right? So press the outer shoulders down, but then once you lift the chest, you won't feel like your head is going back. So press the outer shoulders down, hold the mat, lift the buttocks. Your feet are slightly pigeon-toed here, meaning the toes are turning in a little bit. Lift the buttocks, and now watch, roll the inner arms up towards the ceiling. So the shoulder blades come into the back. And lift. Press the heels away from you. See how when I press the heels into the mat, my knees go back towards my body. I get a lift here of the upper dorsal spine. My chest is moving to the chin. Firm the buttocks, lift the middle of the buttocks. And you can do this a couple of times, up and down, getting more and more lift. And then you want to take a block. And depending on your lift, you put that block in under the sacrum, not on the lower back. So not up here, but the bony part of the end of your spine, near the buttocks. So have the block supporting both buttocks, so not on the narrow side. And of course you can lower that block. You can lower that block down. Re-roll the inner arms up, bring the shoulder blades into the back. And now exhale here and soften your throat. If you want, if you have the block on the narrow side, you can interlace the hands behind, re-roll those, or repressing those outer arms down. This is preparation for shoulder stand, lifting the dorsal spine. Now let go of the hands. I like to hold my mat. Now soften your eyes. The eyes tend to get a little hard when we use our effort to get into the pose. So release that effort. Release the effort of the eyes. Let them soften. Relax the throat. And now slowly lift the buttocks. If you have it on the high setting, you could lower it to the medium setting. If you have it on the medium setting, you can lower it all the way down, take it out, and move your tailbone towards the heel. So you're coming down on the lower back first. And then slightly roll to the side and take that blanket out and put it under your head. And instead of bringing both knees into the chest, stretch the left leg out as we did in the beginning of the class and bring the right knee into the chest. Exhale, relax your abdomen. And then do the same, bring the left knee in and reach that heel out on the block. So the tailbone is extending, the spine is extending towards the heel. So if there's any tension in the back, this is the best way to get that out. knees. Now, if your back was irritating you, you could do Shavasana with your taking the legs out to the sides of the mat and putting your block between the knees. Just let the knees sink inwards and then roll the inner arms to the ceiling. And rest in Shavasana like this with the bent legs. If you don't have any discomfort in your lower back, then stretch one leg out at a time. Lift your head. See that you are lying in a straight line. Now this blanket, not everyone needs as much blanket, depending on your upper back and your neck. So some people need more than others, so you adjust. The important part is, so let's do this. Bring your hands under the back of the head and pull the back of the head away from the neck. So you want length in the back of your neck. So if the chin goes back, you definitely want a blanket or two under the head. Now let your feet relax. Take a couple of deeper exhales. Release your body into the ground. Let your fingers be soft. Let your arms feel heavy. Let your shoulder blades feel relaxed and heavy into the mat. Soften the abdomen. Let go of your legs. Surrender all the limbs into the mat. Right at the center of the body, center of the spine, you should have a sense of lightness. Soften all your facial muscles. Muscles around the eyes, behind the eyes. And very slowly, bring your mind back into the space. Take a deeper breath. Bring your hands to your torso and bend your knees one by one. Roll to your side, support your head with your arm. Take a couple of breaths on the side. And slowly come up. Keep keeping your eyes closed here. Come to sitting on a blanket or on the mat. Drawing the palms together. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. See you soon.